Sometimes love doesn't fit into the neat little boxes that people around us think it should. Sometimes it doesn't follow the rules that families, friends, or even society set for us. And that can be one of the hardest battles a couple ever faces. Not against each other, but against the voices around them that keep whispering, "You're not enough." Let me tell you about Marcus and Elena. Marcus worked as a mechanic. His hands were always a little rough, always carrying the smell of oil no matter how many times he washed them. He loved fixing cars, not because it made him rich, but because it gave him purpose. Every car he repaired carried someone's story. A mom who needed her car to get to work, a young student traveling home, a family planning a road trip. For Marcus, it wasn't just a job. It was helping people keep their lives moving. Elena, on the other hand, was a corporate lawyer. She wore tailored suits, attended high-profile events, and her calendar was always full of meetings and deadlines. She loved her work too. It gave her a sense of achievement, and she thrived under pressure. But in her world, appearances mattered. The circle she moved in, the family she came from, it was all about success, status, and climbing higher. Now Marcus and Elena loved each other deeply. They balanced one another. His calm steadiness met her fast-paced energy. He reminded her to slow down, and she encouraged him to dream bigger. Together, they felt whole. But to Elena's family, Marcus wasn't enough. Every dinner with her parents was the same. Subtle remarks, little digs that cut deeper than they looked on the surface. Such a shame Elena settled down so young. She could have married a doctor, an executive, someone more suited to her lifestyle. They never said Marcus's name directly, but the message was clear. At first, Marcus tried to shrug it off. He told himself, "It doesn't matter. Elena loves me. That's enough." But after enough dinners filled with those little remarks, after enough family gatherings where he felt invisible, something inside him started to shift. He began to question himself. Am I holding her back? Maybe they're right. Maybe she deserves better than me. And Elena felt the weight too. She loved Marcus fiercely, but every time her family spoke those words, she felt torn between the man she loved and the people who raised her. It's hard, isn't it? When the people you want most to support you, support your happiness, can't see the beauty in what you've chosen. One evening, after another tense family dinner, Marcus sat in his garage, staring at his tools. He didn't even pick up a wrench. He just sat there, lost in thought. Elena walked in, still in her work clothes, and she could see the heaviness in his eyes. "Talk to me," she whispered. He hesitated. Elena, I love you. You know that. But I can't keep pretending their words don't get to me. They see me as less. And sometimes, his voice broke. Sometimes I start to believe it too. Her heart cracked. She sat beside him, taking his hands in hers. Marcus, listen to me. I didn't fall in love with your job title. I fell in love with the man who sees the good in people. The man who shows up for me when the world feels too heavy. The man who fixes things, not just cars, but broken days, broken hearts. Do you know how rare that is? He shook his head. But Elena, your family will never accept me. She squeezed his hand tighter. Then that's their loss, because they don't get to decide who's worthy of love in my life. I do, and I choose you. That night was a turning point. Not because the family magically changed their minds. No, they still had their judgments. But Marcus and Elena realized something important. Their worth wasn't defined by anyone else's approval. His job didn't make him less of a man. Her career didn't make her superior. What mattered was the love they shared, the respect they gave each other, and the boundary they set around the relationship. From then on, Elena started setting firmer lines with her family. If you can't respect the man I love, then you're disrespecting me too. Those were hard words for her to say, but they were necessary. And Marcus, for the first time, began to see himself the way Elena saw him. Not as just a mechanic, but as someone who brought value and love into her life in ways money never could. Their story is a reminder for all of us. Your worth isn't tied to a paycheck. Your value isn't measured by someone else's approval. And love, real love, doesn't ask for you to become someone you're not. Marcus and Elena chose each other. They chose to honor the bond they had, rather than bowing to the voices telling them it wasn't enough. And maybe that's the challenge for us too, to stop letting others define what's worthy, and instead stand in the truth of who we are and what we bring to the table. Because at the end of the day, we're all more than our titles, our jobs, or our backgrounds. What truly lasts is the love we give and the way we show up for each other. So if you've ever been told you're not enough, remember Marcus, remember Elena, and remember this: you don't need the world's approval to be worthy. You already are. Together, let's move from doubt to power, one story at a time.